Okay, today we're going to be taping graphics, we're going to be drawing graphics for Chapter 8, Section 1, Part 1, having to do with water to drink. Your paper should be folded so that you have 8 on the front, 8 on the back. That's our standard hot dog, hamburger fold. And we will start with number 1. Okay, number 1. Sorry, my pen decided to go a lighter color. Alright, number 1. And it's a little thin, so we'll bring it down to marker pen. There we go. Alright, so name 2 sources of drinking water. 2 sources are going to be public water and private water. So we're going to have public water, which is going to be like our huge water tower here in West Point. A WP on it. Okay, so that's public. And then we have private, which might be like a well that you have. I'm going to draw an old-fashioned type well, even though we don't see these anymore. Wow, that's a terrible well. That's supposed to be the roof of the well, but I'm sure you guys can do a lot better than I can. See if I can make this just a little bit better. Okay, so this is private. And these are our 2 sources for getting water, public and private. So where does the public water come from? Where does our town water come from, or city water come from? There is 3 places that you might be able to see public water. Public water may come from a river, public water may come from a reservoir, or public water can come from a lake. So those are the 3 things. Come from a reservoir or a lake. I'm going to give you guys a minute to draw that, and we're going to move on to question number 3. Question number 3 wants to know, why do we treat drinking water? Well, we treat it so that it'll be safe. We don't want to drink unsafe water. If it hasn't been properly cleaned, we could get bacteria, viruses. So the reason why we treat our water is so that it will be safe for us to use and to drink. Number 4, what are 3 factors of water quality? Well, in order for it to be safe, it has to meet 3 standards of quality. Our water has to have the right color, it has to have the right odor, And it has to be clear. We don't want it to be cloudy. If it's too cloudy, there's something wrong with it. So we are testing it when we do our standards of quality, water quality. It's tested for 3 things: cloudiness, it's tested for odor, there's my nose, and it's tested for color. I'm just going to draw a little picture of a crayon here. Okay, so color, odor, cloudiness. What is water quality? Well, this is when we measure a substance in water. What's in water other than water? Other than H2O, what's in it? What chemicals are in it? What minerals are in it? What microorganisms are in it? And that's what water quality is. So it's whatever else is in the water other than H2O. So we're going to clear this to number 5. Water quality. This is when we're looking at what is in the water other than H2O. So if I have a little a magnifying glass, draw a little magnifying glass here. I'm looking at everything in this. That's not H2O. I know H2O is in here because this is a sample of water, but I want to know what else is in there. That's the water quality. Number 6, what is water pH? Well, pH is when we test how acidic or basic water is. Okay, so if we have, there is a pH scale, and the pH scale measures from 0 to 14, where 0 is 7 right there in the middle is neutral. That's where water should be. This is where water should be at 7. If it's 0 or approaching 0, it's acidic. If it's 14, it's basic. So 7 to 14 is going to be basic, 7 to 0 is going to be acidic, and we want our water to be right here at 7. However, our town water is going to be a little bit basic because it has chlorine in it, and we want to keep that chlorine in there in order to prevent bacteria from growing and making us sick. So 7 is what is the pH scale, and again, that's pretty much the same drawing we just drew for number 6. It's a scale where 7 is neutral, okay, and 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are acidic, and basic 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14 are basic. This is acidic. Well water, if you live out in the country, that is going to be right there at 7, or the bottled water that you buy. Okay, that's going to be right there at 7, where town water is going to be slightly basic, or city water. Number 8 is hardness. And water actually can be hard or soft, as we learned in class. If it has a lot of calcium and magnesium in it, it's going to be considered hard water. And hard water does not sud very well. If you put soap, you're not going to get a lot of suds. So hardness of water is a measure of the magnesium and the calcium in it. And Mg and Ca are the symbols for the elements magnesium and calcium. So what are standards of quality? I mentioned that in the first couple. Actually, I'm going to stop here. Apologize for that. This is going to be the end of part 1, and we'll be starting part 2. You'll have to go find part 2 to finish your notes.